Yep. Madden 17, baby. D-Man Shy's back at you. I haven't made a Madden video in so long. I would say it's been at least 3-4 years since I've made a Madden video. I've missed my Madden community. But I'm back, man. We're going to get right into it. This is a review. This is my review. I don't really plan on giving a score or anything like that. I feel like that's kind of cliche. I just want to give my thoughts, good, bad, and if it's something where you're on the fence about whether or not to pick up this game, hopefully I can help you one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try not to be biased, but goddamn, I'm gonna jump right out the gate and I'm gonna be biased. This is by far the best football game I've ever played. Um, and this is coming from a guy that I still feel like 2K. Not necessarily when it got to PlayStation, but when it was on Dreamcast, I felt like 2K was just so much better than Madden at that time. It wasn't even close to me. I didn't really care for it once I got to PlayStation and Xbox, but a lot of people still talk about 2K5. Personally, I've always felt like Madden '05 was my favorite. Felt like Madden 16 was better than '05 as far as football mechanics, gameplay, all that stuff. I felt like it was much better. Obviously, you're talking about 11 years later, but I always had '05, near and dear to my heart because that was one of my favorites. That's the one I had the most fun on. I played the most seasons on it, so I think that may be a thing of the past. I think '05. I think I can just go ahead and retire that and just say, man, I'm it's had its run, but somebody just beat it, and it's gonna be this one. This game is great. The amount of things that they've added in 1 year, one development cycle, I should say, is astounding. Let me tell you real quick. I planned on. I had no plans on getting Madden. I was dialing it back on sports games and shit. The only sports game I knew for a fact I was gonna get was MLB 16. I didn't plan on getting 2K. I didn't plan on getting NHL. I didn't plan on getting Madden. And then a week after I said that, EA comes out. It's like they heard me or something. And they came out and they were like, okay, so now we're going defense. We got gap assignments on defense. We got new zone coverages, 10 new zone coverages. And I was like, wait a minute, what? What you talking about, EA? Are you talking football to me? So I wanted to see what everything, what the fuss was about. They had streams and they talked about it. They talked about logic. They talked about a bunch of different things. And I was like, man, that all sounds great, but I want to see it play. And I'm not going to lie, the first videos that I saw, actually most of the videos that I saw, gameplay wise, if it wasn't specifically catered to show us these new zones, there's just pure gameplay. I didn't see a huge difference. So I was still a little skeptical, but I ended up buying it. I pre-ordered it anyway. I bought it and actually had EA access on Xbox, and I played it. And let me just tell you, if you're looking at the game, you're saying, excuse me, you're saying, hey, this doesn't look that much different than last year, you have to play it. You have to play it. I'm not saying that necessarily you need to go out and buy it, but red box it, go to your friend's house, play it, do something, find some way to get your hands on it and try it out for yourself. If you are a football fan, a true football fan, and you understand concepts defensively, I think you're gonna enjoy this game. The level of detail that they went through, we hear them talk about improving zone coverages every year, and when they say that, we already know what they're talking about. They did what we did. They turned the pass coverage slider all the way up, so that players will react a little bit faster in zones. But at the end of the day, it still looked terrible watching your middle linebacker play that hook zone, sit in the middle of the field, and watch 3 or 4 receivers cross his face and not do anything about it. So, or watching your corner in the cover 2, watching your corner play the flat, although there's no one even threatening the flat. So now EA has addressed that. That same hook zone I was talking about, there's 3 different versions of it. There's 3 variations, 3 different techniques, 3 different reads, progressions. everything. I say 3 different reads of progression. Let me not say that. There's different reads and progressions because they have a responsibility. The defense has an awareness of an entire defense now. They don't just say, "Oh, I'm supposed to play this zone and that's it." No, they know who's responsible for what on this side, who's responsible for what on that side. This is the best I've seen them as far as passing receivers off to another zone, awareness, knowing that, hey, there's no threat in my zone. Let me drop back, tighten these windows up so the quarterback can't just find some play, some wide open receiver. Now, don't get me wrong. This is still based on ratings. This is still based on zone coverage. It's still based on play recognition, awareness, different things like that, which is great because that's what it's supposed to be. But for the most part, your players have an idea of what they're doing on defense. They're not just sitting in a circle, a little bubble, not guarding anybody. Let me get into something that I don't think they put enough emphasis on: gap play. Gap play is huge. First of all, what they market, I guess the way Rex talks about the way their marketing team wanted to put videos out there. They wanted to show the ball carrier moves, right? And the ball carrier moves are legit this year. Like, they're so effective. Like, not only just the double juke, because that's how everybody got free before. It's just the double juke every time. No, the spin move, the truck stick. If you got Adrian Peterson and the cornerback is coming down there to tackle you, you're going to truck stick him and he's going to be left in the dirt. You understand? So to counter that, so that you won't get 200 yards every single game, they come up with gap assignments on defense. So basically, everybody's responsible for covering a gap. You have a force player or an edge player. He's supposed to set the edge. He's supposed to make sure that running back cannot get outside of him, force him back inside to his help. You've got different guys to cover the gaps. You've got a cutback player. You've got you got so many different responsibilities, and the way you can cover each gap is based on you being in a base defense. And when you start going nickel, dime, quarter, dollar, you start losing gaps. You won't be certain gaps won't be accounted for, so you can get gashed. You can still get gashed when you're covering every gap too. That's the beauty of it. It's just like real life. If I'm a defensive coordinator and I'm plugging all these gaps, and I say, man, plug every gap, man. I don't want Adrian Peterson running wild on me. I'm still sweating because I'm leaving a linebacker one-on-one in the gap with this dude, and he's proven time and time again he can beat that one player. So that's the beauty of it. But you still have to, play smart or call smart games and everything like that, and put your players in a position to succeed. EA has done a great job with that this year. So I've talked about things that I like. Well, let me mention one more thing that I like. Super Sim Slow Speed. EA, thank you. I've been crying for a head coach. Since Head Coach 09, which is one of my favorite football games. I have not played any other game where I've gone that far into a franchise, a season mode period. I went at least 15 years on Head Coach. I just love the aspect of controlling the roster, not being able to manipulate and take advantage of the computer, but controlling the roster and making a team better. I love that. And you can do that now on Madden with Super Sim Slow Speed. You can put it on coach mode. You can play the moments. You know what I'm saying? So even when there's times where I say, man, I want to jump in and call the defense right here because I got a feeling they're gonna try to put me in man, and I want to cover everything over the top. So I'll call the play, and then it's on coach mode. So I let the players do it. I just call the play. It's like real life. A head coach is not gonna, you got certain coaches that take on that responsibility of offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator. But for the most part, head coaches, they just coach. And then there's certain situations in the game where the play has to go through them. So I play it that way. That's the way I plan on playing my franchise. But I'm going to make another video about that. I just want to thank EA for Super Sim Slow. Please don't get rid of it. Improve on it, in fact. Let me talk about a couple things I don't like. because this video is going on much longer than I anticipated. Couple things I don't like. I didn't like the initial the bugs. You know, basically I had something going on where game plan, I go in the game plan and it would stay in the loading screen. It wasn't necessarily frozen because the loading screens would cycle, but it was stuck. I couldn't do anything. So I restarted the game. I just simulated the game plan. I figured, you know, they'll fix that. I can look at that later. Go into the game, play the first game, went to the third quarter. Force closed the application. I'm pissed. So I restart the game. Get into the game again. Get into the fourth quarter this time. Force closed the application. So, and this is all release night. You know, so I'm playing the game and I can't even finish the damn game. So what I ended up doing the next day, I turned it off that night. I was so ticked off. What I ended up doing was uninstalling the game, reinstalling it. For some reason, that fixed some things. As far as the game plan feature, if you having a problem with that, with it being stuck in the loading screen, my problem was I did not have the roster requirement. Basically, I'm using the Bears. Grasu is their center. He's hurt. He's on injured reserve. So technically, I didn't have a center. I had a guard playing center, but he was not a center. The game technically recognized it, but didn't recognize it in time. It should have told me that I wasn't able to go to practice until I assigned a center. But instead, it went to a loading screen and it got stuck. Once I alleviated that, I turned the guard into a center with the new editing rosters that they have in franchise. I turned them into a center. Voila, everything was taken care of. I was able to go straight into practice. So didn't care for that. I don't know how that got past testing and everything, but whatever. Another thing I don't like, although I do like the block kick feature, I think it's something that needs to be in the game. I just think it needs to be toned down. I am seeing block kicks at least every other game, and in some games I'm seeing block kicks, block punts. I'm seeing a couple of them a game. EA said that they can tune it, they can listen to feedback and see, you know, if they need to tone it down. EA, I'm telling you, tone it down, please. I don't mean I'm telling you, I'm asking you, please tone it down. There are not that many block kicks in the NFL. I can't remember how many games were played last year, but there were only a handful of blocks total last year in the NFL. So yeah, I like the feature, but I don't want to see it that much. I don't want to see it because it's damn near every game now. So I talked about the bugs. I talked about the block kicks. There was a problem with strip sacks. It was happening. It was triggering way too much. Basically because of the quarterback's carry rating. So every time he got hit, there was a fumble. They supposedly addressed it in the tuner, but you have a fumble slider, so I just moved the fumble slider up to 65. I don't seem to have a problem with it anymore. I don't have a slider for the block punts and block kicks, so there's nothing I can do about that. So I need EA to address that. What else? There was one more thing I didn't really care for, but I can't think of it at the moment. But yeah, I'm gonna be making some videos. I'm gonna excuse me, my mic cut out, but I am gonna be showing you what I plan on doing with my franchise, how I plan on playing that. I expect to struggle with the Bears this season, you know, to keep it, you know, realistic, but I'm gonna have fun rebuilding the roster from the ground up, turn it into a powerhouse, you know, in NFC North, and maybe dethrone those Packers. But yeah, I want to, you know, shout out to Rex and his team. You all have done a great job with the game. The improvements are much needed. They're much appreciated. Keep up the good work. I will be getting back at you all very soon with more videos. Plenty of them coming this season. If you haven't played the game, please play it first. Judge it, you know, find a friend, find a red box, get it, try it. It can't hurt, man. It is the best football game I've played. So with that said, stay tuned. I got videos coming for you.